Alright, so here we have this cat and all of our new gear for supercomputer we're going to build here. We got two 980 Ti's, a Corsair H10i GT for cooling the i7 5690X that's going to be going in the bad boy. Then we got the MSI X99X or X99S Gaming 7 motherboard, 32 gigabytes of Corsair Dominator Platinum, 16 gigabyte kits. What's the cache latency on this is really good. That's why we picked it out. I think it was like 9, 10, 10. And then we have a Seasonic Snow Silent 80 Plus Platinum 150 watt power supply. And it's all going to be going in our Corsair 780T full tower case with a 1 terabyte SSD. So here we have the old rig we're going off of. Now by old I mean 3rd generation i7 with a 970 G1 in it, but the power supply is a little bit underpowered. So we have cat number 2 trying to take a look inside the box. But yeah, now we've pulled out everything we need from the first computer. We got the 970 G1, we got the 1 terabyte SSD here, and our 1 terabyte backup drive, and some screws from the old motherboard. Here we are, we're going to open up our, oh, actually didn't need a knife, look at that. The X99S Gaming 7. Got the board right here. Underneath we're going to have our I/O shield plate. We've got many SATA cables of varying lengths, that's nicer. We've got our front panel adapter connectors. We have a case badge, MSI, and then we have two two-way SLI bridges. That's nice. Alright, so here we are. We're going to open up the 5960X LGA 2011 V3. This is a octo-core hyper-threaded processor. So we're actually going to have 16 threads all running at 3 gigahertz, which is pretty crazy. And then obviously, you know, we're going to overclock it because America. So there's that. Pull out the CPU. It should drop straight in. Other way. There we are. Installs upside down for whatever reason, but no one's going to know once we get the water cooler on it. So we lock the right side, then we lock the left side, and we are installed. Alright, here we are. We're going to open up our Dominator Platinum 16 gigabyte kit, which is 4 gigabyte DDR4 sticks of memory. So this is going to be my first interaction with DDR4, which is nice. These are pretty serious. Every single one of them comes in their own little box. Yeah, so it's 10, 12, 12, 31 is the cache latency, running at 1.35 volts. So you're going to go in here. There's one. Here we are getting a close-up on this Dominator RAM. You can see it is very thick. This is like 5 millimeters thick. Very heavy, very nice design, very nice looking stick of RAM. Should stay nice and cool and overclock no problem. And finally, the last 4 gigabyte stick, bringing us up to 32 gigabytes of RAM. So now it's time to bust out the new case. Got some plastic nonsense on this here. We are. So now this is the 780T. Lots of space in here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hard drive bays. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 PCI Express panels. And this has support for a 280 millimeter water cooling unit, which we're going to be putting in it. Nice, lots of space on the back for wire management. Nice wide feet. All toolless design, lots of different holes all over the place for wire management. USB 3.0 front panel, which isn't that big of a deal anymore, but it's always nice to have. And this should be pretty good. Oh look, Bentley's trying to get in again. Alright, so here we have the motherboard placed inside of our case. You can see here we got lots of different holes. I do have the 1 terabyte SSD mounted up in the new hard drive caddy slid in here. I'm not exactly sure if that's going to be its permanent home, but just for the time being. Now we're going to screw the board in, probably going to drop the power supply in on the bottom, and then mount up the H110i GT. Alright, and here we've got our Snow Silent Seasonic 1050 watt 80 plus platinum. Now, one thing that's really nice about this particular power supply is that it has fluid dynamic bearings in the fans, so they don't get louder over time from just general use and dust and stuff. So it's a very nice high-end power supply. These should be all of our modular cables, because this is a fully modular power supply, all the way down to the 24 pin. Comes with many cable ties, extra screws to hold it in, power cable, and then all of the modular leads. And then here we have, in a bag that you're never going to use again, your Seasonic modular power supply. I don't know why they always do this with power supplies. They come in these like Crown Royal style bags, which you will never put it back in, so it's just nice. And then there we are. Interesting white color, definitely different as far as power supplies go. Alright, and here we are. I'm just gonna go ahead and drop this in. Goes pretty well with the color theme of the case, so that's nice. Real simple install there. We're just gonna have to put in our 4 little baby screws on the outside of it and then start hooking up our modular leads. Alright, here we got the H110i GT Corsair water cooler Hydro Series. The case can actually support multiple radiators in different spots, the front, the top, and the bottom. So if you want to be ridiculous, you could have a radiator on your graphics card, radiator on your other graphics card, and a radiator on your CPU if you really want to go that far. Here we have the radiator itself, rather spacious, and then the water cooling pump. Yeah, so this is going to be nice. We'll get this guy installed up and mounted onto the CPU right now. Alright, so we've got the water cooler installed at the top. I don't have the fans on it yet, but we're going to throw the top plate on now. Now, here's the water cooler itself, and it does have a magnetic snap-on for this top bit. Interesting thing about this motherboard is that this is the cross that's designed to go on the back of the board. This board actually has one of these built onto it. So these little legs that stick out, don't even need that piece because it's already on the board. So here we have the 4 lift-off screws designed for the 2011 socket. We're going to twist the water cooling plate right on there, get the water cooling block, make nice contact. Now, there are 4 thumb screws, one that goes on each one of these corners, and it will simultaneously press the water cooling block down on the screws and turn the screws into the motherboard to create a nice solid connection. We can plug into one SATA lead, and then this end plugs into the motherboard into the actual CPU fan header, and then it allows you to power all of the pump and both fans through just these 2 connectors, as opposed to needing a whole bunch of different fan headers for this. Now we've come down to the moment everybody's been waiting for, the installation of the 2 980 Ti's. So here we are. We're going to open up the first 980 Ti. Top of the line video card, might as well buy 2 of them. G1 Gaming, here we are. 6 gigabytes of DDR4 memory, 3 fans, all the power you could ever need. Also this adapter, because you're definitely buying the highest end video card in the world and don't have the power connections to go to it. Let's open this bad boy up. So there it is, the 980 Ti, WindForce G1, and then here's the 970 You can tell they're actually the identical card from the outside, but it's what's inside that counts. There we go. Get those static tags out of our way. And then there we are. Two 980 Ti's. Here we go. We're going to install the graphics cards. Pull off the little PCI Express cover. Gonna line this guy up here. Number 2. Did a much better job at getting that one where it should be. And now here we have our SLI panel, or cable panel. Take off cover number 1, cover number 2. Plop this bad boy right on there. And there we go. And here we have our finished product. Probably about 4 hours worth of building. We have our MSI motherboard, the Corsair H110i GT 280mm water cooling. We have the two 980 Ti's in SLI. As it turned out, the power supply actually had 2 leads that included 2 8-pins on them, so I actually only needed to run 2 power cables instead of 4, so that saves a lot on the wire management. We got our 32 gigabytes of Corsair Dominator DDR4. It's time to plug this thing in, fire it up, run some benchmarks. Alright, so here we go. First startup. Everything lights up. We got our front fans light up, wind forces light up, the Corsair lights up, the frickin' RAM lights up, everything in here be lighting up. Now we are going to need to hook up internet to this somehow so that it can download drivers. Unless, maybe, I don't think this board has Wi-Fi in it. That would be really convenient. It is installing driver software. We don't have a DVD tray, so we can't even put the discs in. Like this mouse doesn't work. It worked in the BIOS, but it doesn't work in the operating system. Right, we got our 3D Mark 11 running here. Looks real. Going to 900 FPS here, driving this jet around. Zooming. We actually ran this test once already, but we had neglected to turn on SLI, so it was not running optimally. Here we are with many jets, going at 180 frames per second. Anyway, well, we got 5,391 here, so that's something. Top in the world was 8,908, or N9. So here we are sitting at my kitchen table with Olive, and she was one of the guest stars, and Bentley here in our video. Still got my monitor here. When we finished up everything last night, it was around 2:30 a.m. So the benchmarking at the end of the night was kind of not done fully. We ran 3D Mark 11, but that was being a little weird, so we didn't get like an actual score out of that. So we ran Performance Mark, and I'm not even entirely sure that we had that optimized correctly, because in some of the video you can actually see that the top card has the wind force light on and the bottom card has the stop silent lights on, so it isn't being used. So I don't know if that software can't handle the 2 graphics cards correctly or whatever, but we still got a really nice score out of it. I would like to be able to do some more extensive reviews on these, but obviously they're pieces of hardware that are being used in someone else's computer, so it was just nice of my buddy Jake to let me build the whole system in front of the camera like this. He knew that I would build it and get it done right and everything for him, so I appreciate him letting me do all this, letting me show you guys. Just a nice, bleeding edge rig. He does a lot of video editing and also 4K gaming, so if anybody's wondering why he has such an extensive rig, that's why. He has a, I believe, 28-inch 4K monitor, and he's getting a 40-inch 4K TV that's going to be mounted up too. So he's pretty top of the line as far as that stuff goes, and The two 980 Ti's make it nice and future-proof for 2 years until he gets bored and decides he wants to upgrade again. And then maybe we'll be seeing that over here. But it was a fun time building it. A lot of time was spent filming the video, so that's why it took like 4 hours to put it all together. But thanks everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed this build video. Let me know what you think about our choices in color and case and everything. And I hope to see you guys later.